So, do you think algebraic formulas alone can be able to solve this algebraic expression? We are asked to solve for x to the power of 3 minus x to the power of 2 equal to 48. Let's try out to see if this can be possible. To solve this expression, I'm going to apply some algebraic formula, but can that be able to give us an answer to this question only? Check it out. If we want to solve this, then I will have to bring 49 to the left hand side. And this expression will now give me x to the power of 3 minus x to the power of 2. And this will be minus 48 because I'll have to subtract 48 from both sides. And this side will give me 0. Great. So what do I do? Looking at 48, applying this logic, which is also an expression, 48 can give me, what do I say? If I have 64 minus 16, that can give me 48, right? So I can replace that expression with 48. And if I replace that expression with 48, I'll have x to the power of 3 minus x to the power of 2 minus, I'll have this to become 64 minus 16, and all of this will be equal to 0. Now, if you simplify that, you're going to have a negative 64 and a positive 64. Negative 64 minus a positive 16 is going to give us negative 48. So we are right on track. Now, let me simplify those two expressions in their factors. If I simplify those two expressions in their factors such that they will all have a common base, then I'll have 4 to the power of 2 will be equal to 16, right? And then I'll have 4 to the power of 3 to be equal to 64. So that means I can change those two expressions with 4 to the power of 2 and 4 to the power of 3. So if I change that, I'm going to have this to become x to the power of 3 minus x to the power of 2, right? And this is going to give me minus 4 to the power of 3 minus minus will give me plus 4 to the power of 2, and this will be equal to 0. Now let me regroup this. Regroup it in such a way that I'll have the powers of 3 and the powers of 2 grouped. Now if I have that, I'll have x to the power of 3 minus 4 to the power of 3. This will be grouped, and then this will also give me minus x to the power of 2, right? Minus 4 to the power of 2, right? And this will be equal to 0. Now, if you expand this, you find out that we'll have this. Great. Now, let's simplify. If we simplify this, I'll have x to the power of 3 minus 4 to the power of 3, right? And this will be minus x to the power of 2 minus 4 to the power of 2, and all of this will be equal to 0. Now, having simplified this, I can now apply the algebraic formulas. Now, recall two algebraic expressions. One is a to the power of 3 minus b to the power of 3, right? So what is this going to give us? This is going to give me a minus b, right? And this will multiply a square plus ab, the first and second, and this will be what? Plus b what? B square. Now, this other expression is going to be a diff of 2 square. So we'll have a square minus b square. That's the difference of 2 square. And that is going to give me a plus b. And then we'll have a minus b. Now, let's use this expression to simplify the expression above. We have that with cube and we have that with square. Now, the expression with cube is simply going to give me, remember, that's simply going to give me x minus 4 on this side, right? And all of that will be multiplying x squared plus 4 times x, or x times 4, right? 4 times x plus, that will give me 4 square. And this will be this. And this will be minus, the next one is going to give me diff of 2 square, x plus 4. And that will multiply x minus 4. And all of this will be equal to 0. Great. Now, from this expression, you can see something. X minus 4 is common. So if I bring out x minus 4, which is common, all of this expression divided by x minus 4 is going to give me x squared. 4 times x is going to give me plus 4x. And then we'll have 4 squared to give me what? 16. Plus 16, right? And if I have all this expression divided by x minus 4, I'm going to have this to become minus x plus 4, and all of these to be equal to 0. So what I'm going to do is to simplify the inner part. If I simplify the inner part, I'll have x minus 4, which is standing alone, and this will going to give me x squared plus 4x plus 16, and this is going to give me minus x minus 4, and this is equal to 0. Great. Now in this aspect, we're going to simplify this to give me x minus 4, right? And then we'll have x squared. 4x plus 4x minus x is going to give me plus 3x, right? And then we'll have plus 16x minus 4 is going to give us plus 12, and all of these will be equal to 0. Great. Now, this is what we call a zero product expression. So we're going to have x minus 4 to simply be equal to 0. And on the other side, we're going to have x squared plus 3x plus 12 to be equal to 0. From this expression, if I add 4 to both sides, x will be equal to 4, which is a solution to that math expression given to us. That's the first solution. Now, from this other one, I told you algebraic expression only cannot solve this expression, this mass expression. So we are going to use the laws of quadratic expression. Now, if we use the laws of quadratic expression, that expression is now going to. Now, I told you that we are not going to use only algebraic formula in solving this mass expression. We need to use the quadratic formula, and here we'll be applying the quadratic formula. If you compare this with a to the power of x plus bx plus c, all of this will be equal to 0. So if we simplify this, you see that a is equal to 1, b is equal to 3, and then our c is equal to 12. Now, using the quadratic formula, we can find the other values of x. So x is equal to minus b plus or minus the square root of b square minus 4ac divided by 2a. Now, to simplify this expression, remembering the values of a, b, and c, we'll have our x to be equal to minus 3 plus or minus the square root of 3 square minus 4 multiplied by 1 multiplied by 12, all of these divided by 2 multiplied by 1, right? And if you simplify this expression, we'll have our x to be equal to negative 3 plus or minus the square root of 3 square is going to give us 9 minus 12 times 4 is going to give us 48, right? Great. So if we divide this by 2 times 1 will give us 2. So this expression is going to give us, in the next step, x equal to negative 3 plus or minus the square root of 9 minus 48 is going to give us minus 39, right? And this will be divided by 2. Now 39 can be separated to give us the value of our x will be equal to negative 3 plus or minus square root of 39 multiplied by the square root of negative 1, and all of these will be divided by 2. So what do we have? We have the value of x to be equal to negative 3 plus or minus square root of 39 multiplied by j, and all of this will be divided by 2. So what do we have here? What do we have there? We will now have the value of our x to be equal to, we can't find the perfect square root of 39, so the value of our x will simply be equal to negative 3 plus square root of 39 I divided by 2, and this will be x2. I will have x3 to be equal to negative 3 minus square root of 39 I divided by 2. From the initial expression, we've gotten a real solution in which the value of our x is equal to 4. So we're going to take that as our x1. From that expression, our x1 is equal to 4. So all these are the solution to that expression given to us up there. We have one real solution and then two imaginary solutions. And this solution gives us the answer to the mathematical expression given to us up there. I know you did enjoy watching this math solution. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up, share with friends and colleagues, and remember to subscribe to my channel for more simplified math content. Thanks so much for watching, and bye bye for now.